All right, so you really want to break down how Tottenham just dismantled Man City.
Dismantled, yeah, I think that's the word for it.
It was brutal. Let's deep dive into it, because this wasn't just a win. This was like a full-on statement.
Oh, absolutely a statement.
We've got, well, obviously we've got the match footage, but we've got some really interesting post-game analysis, tactical breakdowns, all that good stuff.
Yeah, should be fun.
Etihad Stadium, you always expect fireworks there.
Always a bit of a fortress.
But the fireworks were all from Tottenham this time around.
Yeah, and City coming in on a 4-game losing streak, I mean, that's unheard of, right? For a Guardiola team.
Right. Never seen that before.
And Tottenham, I think, revitalized, I guess you could say, under Postecoglou.
Yeah, there's a new energy there, for sure.
So you could feel it, even before kickoff, like this was more than just another match.
Oh, yeah, it was electric.
Guardiola potentially staring down his first ever 5-game losing streak.
Can you imagine?
And for Tottenham, I mean, think about this. Their biggest away win ever against City, potentially.
History in the making.
Yeah, the stakes were high.
You could cut the tension with a knife.
Right from the first whistle, you saw City, trying to do what they do, trying to control, possess the ball.
That tiki-taka?
Yeah, that tiki-taka, but it felt, I don't know, different this time, a little frantic.
Desperate almost.
Yeah, maybe like they were trying to force it, they were trying to pass it around quickly and keep possession, but Tottenham's press, it was relentless.
Aggressive press.
Yeah, very aggressive.
Now, for those of us, and I'm including myself here, who haven't exactly memorized, every football formation and tactic, what does that actually look like on the pitch?
Okay, good question.
Like, how do they do that?
So imagine you're trying to, I don't know, pass a ball around in a really crowded room.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of what Tottenham was doing to City. They gave them NO space. They were constantly on them. So every time a City player got the ball,
boom, right there.
Tottenham was right there to challenge them, forcing them into mistakes.
So basically Tottenham turned up the heat and forced City into making these uncharacteristic errors.
Exactly. Errors that you just don't usually see from a team like City.
And then enter James Maddison.
Oh, what a performance.
Right. He completely changed the game.
His first goal, just 13 minutes in. I mean, that was a textbook example of Tottenham's strategy working.
It was beautiful.
Beautiful goal.
Yeah.
A quick passing move, slicing right through City's defense, that usually impenetrable defense.
Like a hot knife through butter.
Maddison played this brilliant 1-2 with Son, just leaving City's defenders, completely in the dust.
Scrambling?
Yeah, scrambling. And then the finish, I mean, sublime, right? Perfectly curled shot right into the top corner.
Ederson had no chance.
No chance.
It was like they'd rehearsed that move 1,000 times.
It was poetry in motion.
And, City, they don't concede goals like that. Not usually.
No, they pride themselves on controlling the midfield, dictating the tempo,
Like Tottenham.
What Tottenham just disrupted all of that.
And Maddison was at the heart of it.
Oh, absolutely. But it wasn't just the goal. He was everywhere.
He was all over the place.
Yeah, causing chaos for City. If you look at his heat map, it's clear,
Oh, yeah.
Heavily involved in both attack and defense,
right.
Popping up in these key areas, winning the ball back, orchestrating attacks.
I mean, more than just those 2 goals, right?
Oh, yeah. His influence went way beyond just the goals themselves.
So, give me the stats. What did he do?
Okay, so he completed 87% of his passes, created 4 scoring chances.
Wow.
You compare that to, De Bruyne's usual impact in that final third.
Yeah.
And you can see the creative void that City was struggling with.
It's almost like Maddison was playing the De Bruyne role.
It's a great observation, yeah. It's like he stepped into that role, but for Tottenham.
Exactly.
And to make matters worse for City, they weren't just struggling creatively. They were making these uncharacteristic errors at the back.
Right.
7 minutes after that first goal, Maddison strikes again.
He's on fire.
But this time, it was a gift from City. Ruben Dias, usually so reliable.
Yeah, he's a rock.
Makes a disastrous turnover.
I was shocked when I saw that.
It was a howler.
Yeah, I mean, was it the pressure from Tottenham?
I think so, yeah.
Or was it just, City already mentally fragile from that losing streak?
It's probably a bit of both, honestly.
Yeah, probably.
Tottenham's pressure was relentless, no doubt about it, but City's confidence, I mean, it was clearly shaken.
Yeah.
And Maddison, always alert. He pounced on that loose ball, fired off a low shot, hits the post, goes in.
Team do.
2-0 to Tottenham, and you could just see the doubt creeping into City's game.
Oh, yeah, the frustration was building.
Visible frustration.
And even Haaland. I mean, he was kept relatively quiet.
which is unusual.
Very unusual. What were they doing differently than other teams that just haven't been able to contain them?
You know, I got to give credit to Tottenham's center backs, Romero and Van de Ven. They were just so disciplined, so physical. Denying Haaland any space to run in behind, which is, his bread and butter.
Yeah.
They forced him to receive the ball with his back to goal, essentially taking away his biggest threat.
So they shut down his main weapon and forced him to play a style that he's not as comfortable with.
Exactly.
Okay, starting to see how they built this lead.
And City looking so out of sorts.
And City looking, well, yeah, not like City.
And it's not just a one-off performance,
Oh, you mean from City?
Yeah, they've been showing signs of vulnerability even before this match.
Like when?
Well, their heavy defeat to Sporting in the Champions League.
Oh, right.
That was a major red flag.
Okay, so halftime, Tottenham are up by 2.
Yep.
City look like they need a miracle.
They need something.
This is where it gets really interesting, right?
It really is. The second half is where I think Postecoglou's just tactical genius,
Okay, yeah.
really shines through, because a lot of teams, when they have a lead against City, they sit back, right? They defend.
Right.
And they almost invite that pressure.
Yeah.
But not Tottenham. They didn't let up at all.
So even with that 2-goal cushion,
Nope.
they just kept going.
Kept the intensity high, kept pressing City relentlessly.
Talk about demoralizing.
Oh, absolutely. And then early in the second half, 52nd minute,
Okay.
Tottenham just delivers this knockout blow. Pedro Porro,
Right wing back?
right wing back, he gets the ball about 30 yards out, takes a touch, looks up, and just unleashes this
Oh, it was beautiful.
incredible curling shot that flies right into the top corner. 3-0. You could hear a pin drop in the Etihad.
Yeah, you could just feel the air go out of the stadium.
At that moment, it was like, it was over.
It felt like it was over.
Yeah, like that goal just broke City's spirit.
And even Guardiola's substitutions didn't really seem to do much.
No, he brought on Foden and Grealish.
Hoping for a spark.
Yeah, hoping for some kind of attacking spark.
Love it.
But
Wow.
Tottenham's defense, they held firm.
They were a wall.
It wasn't just individual brilliance. It was just this organization, this discipline as a unit. I mean, they were winning every second ball, every tackle.
Every aerial duel.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
And Vicario in goal.
Oh, yeah.
He made some big saves, right?
Crucial saves. I mean, he denied Alvarez. He denied Haaland.
He was on it.
Yeah, he was calm, composed, reading the game well, anticipating those City attacks.
But it wasn't just about last-ditch defending either.
No.
They were still dangerous going forward.
Oh, yeah. Tottenham was dangerous on the counterattack.
Especially on the count.
And then in stoppage time, as if to just rub salt in the wound,
Right.
they score a fourth.
Unbelievable.
Brennan Johnson, he finished off this just lightning quick counterattack.
Just like that.
And it was just this perfect illustration of how Postecoglou's tactics were just exploiting City's weaknesses.
Right, because City, they're known for that high defensive line, right?
Yes, exactly.
So they were caught out of position.
Every time Tottenham transitioned from defense to attack, it was with such speed, such precision.
And Johnson, he's just there.
Curves of space.
Slots it past Ederson.
4-0. I mean, a final scoreline that nobody could have predicted.
Nobody.
It was a drubbing.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about Tottenham's brilliance, but let's flip the script for a second. Let's talk about City struggles.
Yeah.
Because, we don't often see a Guardiola team look so disjointed, so out of sync.
No, not at all.
Was it just an off day? Or was there something more we can glean from this performance?
That's a great question. I think it's a combination of factors, honestly.
Okay.
Yes, individually, some players weren't at their best, but tactically, Tottenham just did a brilliant job of neutralizing City's strengths.
Give me an example.
Okay, so take Haaland, for example.
Okay, yeah.
He was isolated for most of the match. I mean, Tottenham's defenders, they just did an excellent job of denying him service, cutting off those dangerous passes.
So it wasn't just about man-marking him, it was about...
It was about cutting off the supply lines.
Right.
And then you've got someone like Grealish who relies on space to run at defenders, to create chances.
Yeah.
Tottenham, they were so compact defensively, so disciplined in their positioning, they just denied him that space.
So he couldn't operate.
He couldn't find those pockets, which really limited his effectiveness.
I can only imagine what's happening on social media right now.
Oh, I'm sure it's exploding.
Tottenham fans must be ecstatic.
Oh yeah, ecstatic, calling it one of the best performances they've ever seen, and rightfully so.
And City fans?
Well, let's just say there's a lot of head scratching.
A lot of questions.
Yeah, a lot of frustration, a lot of people questioning Guardiola's tactics, his team selection.
Yeah, I mean, 5 losses in a row,
It's unheard of.
especially a loss like that heavy.
Yeah, it was a statement.
So, I mean, this match has really thrown the Premier League wide open.
It has. It really has.
I mean, so many questions now. Can Tottenham sustain this? Is this the beginning of the end for City's dominance?
We'll have to see.
We'll have to see how the rest of the season unfolds. But, I mean, this is why we love football, right?
Absolutely.
You just never know what's going to happen.
So unpredictable.
And for those of us who want to understand the how and the why, well, that's where the deep dive comes in.
Exactly. It's about going beyond the scoreline.
Going deeper.
Yeah, dissecting those tactical nuances that shape the game.
Well, speaking of tactical nuances, this deep dive into Tottenham's strategy has been incredible.
It has been a good one.
But before we wrap things up, maybe let's just take a minute, recap some key takeaways from this match.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, what were the key elements that led to Tottenham's historic victory?
I mean, it's, their biggest ever away win against City.
Yeah.
It's a statement, you
Yes.
know? Like, they have arrived.
It's a statement of intent, right? Like, we're here.
We're here.
We're ready to play.
We can compete with the best.
It's amazing how quickly things change in football.
It is.
Just a few weeks ago, people were wondering if Postecoglou could even handle the pressure
Right.
of managing a top club.
Yeah.
Now, everyone's calling him a tactical genius.
Well, he's earned it.
I mean, you got to give him credit.
Absolutely.
His impact on Tottenham has been undeniable.
They're playing with a confidence, a swagger.
They've got their swagger back.
Yeah, that we haven't seen in years.
Yeah, it's like they finally found their identity, you know?
They have.
They're not just reacting to opponents anymore. They're dictating the game.
They're in control.
They're setting the tempo. They're imposing their style.
It's exciting to watch.
It's so exciting to watch.
And to think he's implemented his philosophy so quickly.
I know.
This high-pressing, attacking style. I mean, it's not easy to master.
No.
But the players, they've bought into it completely.
Completely.
It's like a transformation overnight.
Right. I mean, remember when Tottenham matches were kind of,
Yeah.
predictable?
A little bit.
A little bit, dare I say, boring.
Maybe.
Now, they're electric.
End to end.
Goals galore.
Yeah, it's high energy.
He's created this positive winning environment.
Absolutely.
And the results, well, they speak for themselves.
They do.
So with this newfound confidence, this impressive tactical approach, I mean, can they keep this up?
That's the question, right?
Can they maintain this level throughout the season? Can they go toe-to-toe with the big boys?
The Liverpools, the Arsenals.
What about when they face City again?
Yeah, the reverse fixture, that'll be a big one.
It's going to be a huge test.
But based on what we've seen so far,
Yeah.
I wouldn't count them out.
No, I wouldn't either.
They've got the talent, they've got the strategy, and now they've got the belief.
It's a breath of fresh air for the Premier League.
It is.
This Tottenham team, they're unpredictable, they're exciting,
Yeah.
and they have the potential to do something special this season.
They really do.
It makes you wonder, are we witnessing a tactical evolution in football? Are the days of, just possession-based dominance, are they over?
That's a great question. It's a question we'll have to keep asking as the season goes on.
Yeah.
But this match, I think, it showed us that even the most dominant teams, they have weaknesses.
They're not invincible.
And with the right approach, any team can rise to the occasion.
And change the narrative.
Exactly.
I mean, this is why we love football, right?
This is it.
The underdogs can challenge the establishment. The giants can be brought down.
The unpredictability.
It's unpredictable. It's passionate.
The passion.
And it's full of surprises.
Full of surprises.
And you know what? That's why we love the deep dive.
That's it. We love getting into it.
We get to break down these incredible moments. We analyze the tactics. We explore the stories behind the scores.
We get to go deep.
Today, we saw how a well-executed game plan, combined with some individual brilliance, can just topple even the most formidable opponent.
It was a masterclass.
Tottenham showed us that with courage, discipline, and a little bit of magic,
Oh, yeah.
anything is possible in football. It's been a pleasure, as always, diving deep with you
It's been fun.
into this remarkable match. But until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning,
Keep that passion alive.
and keep the passion for this beautiful game alive.
Absolute.
And remember, the Premier League is just getting started. This season promises to be one for the ages. Buckle up and enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride.
And we'll catch you next time on The Deep Dive.